talk about that.
Well, welcome to Afternoon Driving with Mom. And here's my mom, Elaine. Most of you know her. And on Thursday afternoons, we go to her weekly beauty salon appointment because Mom always likes to look her best. So anyway, Mom and I, we're driving down Oak Ridge Highway here in West Knoxville, and it's a beautiful day. And I said, Mom, what you want to talk about? And Mom says,
Anything except the sicknesses and stuff right now.
yeah, if y'all don't know, Mom and I, well, Mom, we're both from Alabama, from the Birmingham area. Mom is of the World War II generation, and she from the Depression era, and she is a wealth of information about historical things. So Mom, I tell you what, when we talk about something that's kind of nice to think about,
Right.
tell me about when you were young with your 7 siblings and what it was like growing up there. What part of Alabama was it? Was it McCalla?
It was McCalla. McCalla. A lot of people say McCalla. McCalla.
And they're wrong.
Right.
Because it's McCalla.
Oh, we were raised in the country, and we had a cow, and we had pigs, and the pigs were raised so that come wintertime they could always kill a big hog, and that's how we got our bacon
Oh,
back then.
that's fresh bacon.
Yes, and we had a big apple tree, and Mother spread a clean sheet on the roof of a little playhouse that we had, a little shed type, and she spread the sheet, and we picked the apples, and we cut up the apples and put them in slices and put them on top of that sheet for the sun to dry. We didn't have a dryer to dry our.
You spread the apples out on a sheet to dry?
Right, up on top of the roof of the little shed
Why did you do that?
for the sun to dry it. That's how we dried our apples.
What, just to preserve them? Or?
Yeah, it dried the, it preserved them just like you would buy a package of them today. A package of bananas or a package of apples or slices, pineapple, fruit. It's dried out. And it preserved it.
For how long did it keep like that?
Not very long because there were 8 of us. And it didn't take long for it to be gone.
So I'm thinking you pick them and you eat them, but so
Right.
you actually took the time to dry them too.
Yeah, so it lasts through the winter time. Yeah.
Oh, okay, just for the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had good old homemade biscuits back then that Mother made. And from the cow, old Bessie.
Was her name really Bessie?
Her name was Bessie. And Mother and the older brothers would milk the cow. And then she'd bring it in, and then she would have a clean flour sack, where she had purchased flour and used it all, and she had washed and bleached out the flour sack. And she used it and covered over an old churn that she had, and we poured the milk into the churn, and then after it sets so many hours, I'm not sure, don't recall how many or how long it set overnight, but then we had a big churn that we put down into it was a, what do you call them, anyhow,
I don't know.
it was a wooden, it was homemade. It was a wooden
You're
kind of-
talking about the big jug with the plunger
churn.
thing?
Yeah, the churn was a big jug.
Uh-huh.
And the the plunger was made out of wood. And we girls would have to churn, sit on a stool and sit by that churn and churn it till the butter came. And then mother would skeep off of all the butter off. And she had a butter mold, and she put so much in that mold and let it harden, and then she would get the mold out, and it would have a leaf on the back of it. It was so pretty. But that was our butter. With homemade butter and homemade milk.
How did that butter taste compared to what you
so
get in the store?
Good. She would sprinkle a little salt in it.
It's not the same texture though as what you get in the store.
No,
is it?
No, it was creamy butter. It was really good.
Yeah. You know, anytime you want to make me some biscuits, do you remember how?
A little bit.
Or maybe I should be making you biscuits, but I don't know how. I know how to get them at the grocery store and pop them in the oven, but I don't know how to do the fresh ones.
Yeah, I'm sure I can go back and find Mother's recipe on the biscuits and make you some biscuits.
That'd be great.
But you
Now, let's don't do the fresh butter though. That sounds like a lot of work.
That would be. It is work because you have to sit there. I know it took us almost an hour or more to churn that butter. But that usually was the girls' part. We had to churn.
And you didn't have a TV or radio to listen to while you were doing that
No,
either,
finally, Daddy was able to get a radio, and it was battery operated, and he had a wire that ran from the radio down, out through the window, down to the ground to ground the radio, and it was battery operated. And we would hear the Grand Ole Opry every weekend. That's the only time we had the radio going. It was the Grand Ole Opry from Nashville, Tennessee. And about once a month, there was a group of guys that were friends of my brother's that would come down and bring their guitars and their fiddles. We call them violins today, but they were fiddles. And I had a brother that played a straight guitar, and I had a brother that played the Hawaiian guitar, and then I had a brother who played the banjo, and I had a brother who played the mandolin. Mother played the piano.
How'd you... Now, I know you told me you and your family didn't have a lot of money. How did you get all those instruments?
I don't recall how Mother and Daddy were able to acquire those instruments for my brothers unless they were able to work and pay for them themselves.
Oh, they bought them themselves.
I would think so, because Mother and Daddy was a miner. You may have remember the song by Loretta Lynn, I'm a coal miner's daughter. Well, we
that
were
you are.
And I'm a coal miner's daughter, and she was, and so I could identify with it. And we would go gather the peas. But we always had a garden, even after we moved from there to Eastern Valley, a little place called Eastern Valley, just south of Bessemer.
Yeah, that's Bessemer, Alabama.
Right.
It was Eastern Valley Road.
Right.
Which is the first road that I really remember.
Right.
Besides Walnut Street.
Right. And when we moved up there, it was a dirt road. And
was it really?
It was a dirt road.
Eastern Valley was a dirt road?
It was a dirt
when you
road.
moved there?
Uh-huh. And the day that they paved it, or the week when they started paving the road, my brother Denson, he and a friend of his would run ahead of the paver, and and they would try to so that their prints would be the last ones on the dirt road before they paved the road. I will never forget things like that. We had a lot of fun. We made our own fun.
Well, Mama, I tell you what, we're here at Target now. But we'll have to pick this up for next week again.
Okay.
For next week's Thursdays with Mom.
If I'm able to do it, since I'm going to the dentist Tuesday.
Oh, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll be able
so.
to. Yeah.
Hope I'll be able to talk. Don't take my voice away from me. I gotta talk.
You'll be fine. All right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks
Wait
for
bye,
listening.
Mom.
Thanks for listening.